Thank you for everything, but I can't stop thinking about last night. And it seems you can't either.
My name is David Mitchell, and 3 months ago, I thought I had everything figured out. Funny how life has a way of electrocuting you when you least expect it. I'm 37, an IT repair specialist who fixes computers for people who think turning it off and on again is rocket science. My wife Emma is 35, works in HR at a pharmaceutical company, and has the kind of smile that can convince you to sign your own end warrant. We've got 2 kids, Ashley, 17, and convinced the world revolves around her Instagram followers, and Tyler, 14, who speaks fluent sarcasm and thinks leaving his room is a form of cruel punishment. Dad, the Wi-Fi is being stupid again, Ashley announced, bursting into my home office without knocking. She held her phone like it was a dying pet. Define stupid, I said, not looking up from the laptop I was rebuilding. It's not working. Ashley, that's like saying your car is broken because it won't fly. She rolled her eyes with the dramatic flair only teenagers can master. Whatever, just fix it. 20 minutes later, I discovered she'd been trying to connect to our neighbor's password-protected network instead of ours. I didn't tell her. Some lessons are better learned through suffering. Emma came home around 7 that night, which had become her new normal. Used to be 5:30, then 6, then 6:30. Now 7 was early. "How was your day, honey?" she asked, giving me a quick peck on the cheek. Her lipstick was fresh, weird considering she'd been at work all day. "Fixed Mrs. Henderson's computer again? Pretty sure she's downloading viruses just to see me." Emma laughed, but it sounded forced. "That's nice, David. I'm exhausted. Think I'll take a bath." She disappeared upstairs before I could ask about her day. Also weird. Emma used to talk my ear off about office drama, difficult employees, and her boss's terrible coffee breath. The first real red flag came 2 weeks later. I was doing laundry and found a receipt in Emma's jacket pocket. 4 Seasons Hotel, room service for 2, champagne and strawberries. On a Tuesday afternoon when she'd told me she was in budget meetings. "Hey, Em," I called upstairs. "What was this 4 Seasons thing?" Silence, then footsteps. She appeared at the top of the stairs, wrapped in a towel, looking like I'd just asked her to explain quantum physics. "What thing?" I held up the receipt. "This thing. Tuesday afternoon, champagne and strawberries." "Oh." She came down slowly, each step calculated. "That was for Jennifer's birthday surprise. You know how she loves fancy hotels." Jennifer was her coworker. Nice enough woman, but she was diabetic and allergic to strawberries. I knew this because Emma had complained about planning office parties around Jennifer's restrictions for 3 years. "Since when does Jennifer eat strawberries?" Emma's face went through several expressions before settling on irritated. "Since never, David. They were for the rest of us. Jennifer had the champagne. Jennifer doesn't drink. She does now." That night, Emma went to bed early. I stayed up, staring at that receipt, feeling like someone had rewired my brain with faulty cables. Everything looked the same, but nothing was working right. My best friend Rick called around 10. Rick's a plumber who thinks emotional problems can be fixed with beer and bad jokes. Usually, he's right. "You sound like someone stole your favorite screwdriver," he said. "Emma's acting weird." "Weird how? Like collecting ceramic cats weird or hiding bodies in the basement weird? Like lying about hotel receipts weird?" Rick was quiet for a moment. "Want me to come over?" "Nah, kids are asleep. Just needed to tell someone." "Dave, you know I love Emma like a sister, but if she's lying about hotels, she's not practicing her PowerPoint presentations in there." I knew. Deep down, I knew. But knowing and accepting are 2 different things, like the difference between seeing a live wire and touching it. The next morning, Emma was already gone when I woke up. She'd left a note. "Early meeting. Love you." I made breakfast for the kids, drove them to school, and spent the day fixing other people's broken things while mine fell apart. That evening, Emma came home with flowers. "What are these for?" I asked. "Can't a wife buy her husband flowers? You've never bought me flowers in 15 years of marriage? Maybe I'm trying new things." She was. The question was, what kind of things? I decided to find out. Being an IT guy has its advantages. I know how to recover deleted files, track internet history, and bypass parental controls that teenagers think are foolproof. What I'd never done was spy on my wife. Emma's phone was an iPhone 12, nothing fancy, but she guarded it like state secrets. She used to leave it lying around, asking me to answer texts while she was cooking or showering. Now it was glued to her hand, face down on nightstands, password protected with biometrics I couldn't crack. But Emma wasn't a tech person. She used the same password for everything. Ashley, 2007, Tyler, 2009. The years our kids were born, because she thought that was clever. I waited until she was in the shower Thursday morning, then grabbed her laptop. Still logged into her email, still using the same password for everything. Sometimes people make it too easy. Her work email was boring, budget reports, meeting requests, complaints about the coffee machine. But her personal Gmail told a different story. Hotel confirmations, lots of them. All afternoon appointments, all charged to a credit card I didn't recognize. And then I found the texts. They were backed up from her phone automatically. 3 months of messages with someone listed as Dr. Julian Cross. The first few were innocent enough. Thanks for squeezing me in today. My tooth feels much better. Anytime, Emma. That's what I'm here for. But they escalated quickly. I can't stop thinking about yesterday. Me neither. When can I see you again? Tomorrow? Same time? I'll clear my schedule. By last week, they weren't even pretending it was about dental work. David's working late tonight. Perfect. I'll bring champagne. Room 412. I'll be waiting. Can't wait to get my hands on you. I sat there, staring at the screen, feeling like someone had reached into my chest and rewired my heart with barbed wire. 3 months. She'd been cheating for 3 months, and I'd been worried about Wi-Fi passwords and hotel receipts. The shower stopped running upstairs. I closed the laptop, deleted the browser history, and went to make coffee like nothing had happened. Emma came down 10 minutes later, hair perfect, makeup flawless, wearing a dress I'd never seen before. You look nice, I said. Thanks, big presentation today. What time will you be home? Late, probably 8 or 9. Don't wait up. She kissed my cheek and left. I watched through the window as she drove away in her Honda Civic, probably heading straight to Dr. Julian Cross for some afternoon dental work. I called in sick to work and spent the day researching Dr. Julian Cross, DDS. He had a practice downtown, a website full of testimonials about his gentle touch and personal attention. His photo showed a guy in his early 40s, perfect teeth, expensive suit, the kind of smile that said he'd steal your wife and charge you for the privilege. He was married, wife named Celeste, 2 kids, lived in a mansion in the hills. His social media was full of vacation photos, expensive cars, and charity events. The kind of guy who thought poor people just weren't trying hard enough. That night, Emma came home at 9:15, claiming her presentation had gone long. She was glowing in a way that had nothing to do with PowerPoint slides. How'd it go? I asked. Great. Really great. I think I impressed some important people. I'll bet you did. I'm exhausted, she said. Think I'll go straight to bed. She disappeared upstairs. I stayed in the living room, planning my next move. Rick called around 10. How's the Emma situation? Confirmed. Crap. I'm sorry, man. What are you going to do? I'm going to fix it. Fix it how? Same way I fix everything else. Carefully, methodically, and with the right tools. Dave, this isn't a computer. No, it's worse. Computers don't lie to you. I hung up and went to my workshop. I had some shopping to do. Amazon is a beautiful thing. You can buy anything, and it arrives in 2 days with no questions asked. Remote-controlled power outlets, tiny wireless cameras, GPS trackers the size of quarters, and yes, even novelty electric shock devices marketed as prank gifts. I spent the weekend setting up my surveillance network. Emma thought I was working on a client's computer in the garage. Really, I was preparing for the performance of a lifetime. Monday morning, Emma announced another late meeting. Might not be home until 10, she said, not meeting my eyes. That's okay, I've got some projects to work on. After she left, I drove to the Four Seasons. Emma's car was already in the parking garage. I'd put a GPS tracker under her bumper, so I knew exactly where she was. Getting into the hotel wasn't hard. I wore a polo shirt and khakis, carried a toolbox, and walked like I belonged there. People see what they expect to see, and they expect to see maintenance guys in hotels. Room 412. I'd memorized the number from Emma's texts. The door was locked, obviously, but hotels use electronic key cards, and electronic things can be bypassed if you know what you're doing. It took me 15 minutes to get inside. The room was empty, but there were signs of recent use. Champagne glasses, rumpled sheets, Emma's perfume in the air. I planted 2 cameras, one in the smoke detector, one in the lamp. Then I installed my special modification to the bed frame, a remote-controlled electrical device that would deliver a mild shock through the metal springs. Nothing dangerous, just enough to get someone's attention. The whole operation took 40 minutes. I was back home before lunch, watching the live feed on my laptop as Emma and Dr. Julian Cross entered room 412 for their afternoon appointment. I won't describe what I saw. Some things can't be unseen. But I recorded everything, and when they were at their most engaged, I activated the shock device. The results were spectacular. Emma screamed, Julian jumped 3 feet in the air, and both of them started looking around the room like they'd been invaded by angry ghosts. My phone rang 2 minutes later. David? Emma's voice was shaky, scared. Hey, honey. What's up? Something weird just happened. I was at Jennifer's apartment and there was this electrical problem and are you okay? I think so, but it was scary, like the whole building had some kind of power surge. Want me to come get you? No, I'm fine, just weird timing that you called. I didn't call, you called me. Silence. Right, sorry, I'm a little shaken up. Take your time, come home when you're ready. I hung up and watched the hotel feed. Emma and Julian were getting dressed quickly, both of them looking paranoid and confused. They left separately, Emma through the lobby, Julian through the parking garage. That night, Emma was quiet during dinner. She kept looking at me like she was trying to solve a puzzle. Everything okay? I asked. Fine, just tired. After the kids went to bed, I made my next move. I'd recorded everything from the hotel room, edited it into a highlight reel, and prepared a special delivery. Celeste Cross's email address was on her husband's dental practice website. She ran the business side of things, handled marketing and patient relations. I sent her a video file with the subject line, "Thought you should know," then I waited. My phone buzzed at 11:30 p.m. Unknown number. Is this David Mitchell? Depends who's asking. This is Celeste Cross. I think we need to talk. Celeste Cross was not what I expected. I'd pictured a trophy wife, all plastic surgery and yoga pants. Instead, she was sharp-eyed, well-dressed, and angrier than a wet cat in a thunderstorm. We met at a coffee shop downtown, neutral territory. She arrived first, sitting in a corner booth with her back to the wall like she was planning a military operation. You must be David, she said as I approached. Mrs. Cross. Celeste. And thank you for the video. It answered a lot of questions. She was calm, controlled, but I could see the fury burning behind her eyes. This was a woman who'd been lied to, and she didn't like it. How long have you known? I asked. Suspected? 6 months. Known for sure? Since last night, thanks to you. She sipped her coffee. Julian's been working late a lot. Dental emergencies, he said. Amazing how many dental emergencies happen at luxury hotels. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'd been thinking about that all night. Emma had betrayed 15 years of marriage for some dentist with perfect teeth and an expensive car. She'd lied to my face, to our kids, to everyone who trusted her. I want them to hurt, I said. Celeste smiled. It wasn't a nice smile. Good. So do I. We spent 2 hours planning. Celeste had resources I didn't. Money, social connections, and a very expensive divorce lawyer who specialized in making cheating spouses pay. Julian controls the dental practice, but I control the money, she explained. Family trust, inheritance from my father. Julian's been living off my wealth for 10 years, thinking I didn't notice? What's the plan? Public humiliation, financial ruin, complete social destruction. She leaned forward. I want everyone to know what they did. I want them to lose everything that matters to them. That's a pretty comprehensive revenge. I'm a comprehensive person. That night, Emma came home early, around 6:30. She seemed nervous, jumpy, like she was expecting something bad to happen. How was work? I asked. Fine, normal, nothing interesting. She was lying again, but I didn't call her out. Not yet. I was thinking we should have dinner with Rick and Susan this weekend, I said. It's been too long. Emma's face went pale. This weekend? I don't know. I might have to work. On Saturday? Big project. You know how it is. I knew exactly how it was. She was planning another hotel visit with Dr. Julian Cross, and she didn't want witnesses around who might ask inconvenient questions. That's okay. Rain check. The next morning, while Emma was at her real job, I drove to Julian's dental practice. It was in a fancy medical building downtown, all glass and steel and expensive parking meters. I didn't go inside. I just sat in my car, watching, learning the routine. Julian arrived at 9 in a BMW that cost more than I made in 2 years. He wore designer suits and Italian shoes, the kind of guy who thought manual labor was beneath him. At lunch, he left the office and drove to a restaurant where Emma was waiting. They sat at a corner table holding hands, laughing like they didn't have a care in the world. I took pictures, lots of pictures. That afternoon, Celeste called. "Phase 1 is ready," she said. "Are you? What's phase 1? "Julian's having a dinner party tomorrow night. Important clients, potential investors, the kind of people who matter in his world. I'm going to attend. Won't that be awkward?" "Extremely. That's the point." Friday night, Emma announced she was going out with her coworkers. "Girls' night," she said. "We're going to that new wine bar downtown. Have fun. Don't drink and drive." She kissed my cheek and left. I waited 10 minutes, then followed her GPS signal to Julian's house. It was a mansion in the hills, exactly like I'd expected. Circular driveway, fountain, the works. Emma's Honda looked out of place among the BMWs and Mercedes. I parked down the street and watched through binoculars as well-dressed people arrived for Julian's dinner party. Emma was there, wearing a dress I'd never seen, mingling with people she'd never mentioned. At 8:30, Celeste arrived. She didn't knock, she had a key. She walked straight through the front door like she owned the place, which, technically, she did. I couldn't hear what happened next, but I could see the reactions through the windows. Shocked faces, people backing away, Julian looking like he'd swallowed his own dental tools. Emma ran out of the house 5 minutes later, stumbling in her high heels, crying. She sat in her car for 10 minutes before driving away. My phone rang. "David, something terrible happened. I was out with the girls and Jennifer got food poisoning, and there was this whole drama with her ex-husband and—" "Slow down. Are you okay?" "I'm fine. Just shaken up. I'm coming home." More lies. But that was okay. I was getting good at collecting lies. Emma came home pale and quiet. She went straight to bed without saying goodnight. The next morning, Celeste called with a full report. "It was beautiful," she said. Julian tried to introduce Emma as his dental hygienist. I corrected him, loudly, in front of everyone. "How'd that go?" 3 potential investors left immediately. The rest stayed for the show. I may have mentioned Julian's preference for married women and afternoon hotel visits. And Emma? Ran like a scared rabbit. I don't think she'll be attending any more of Julian's social events. Phase 1 was complete, but we were just getting started. Emma spent Saturday morning in bed claiming she had a migraine. She kept checking her phone, texting someone, then deleting the messages. "Want me to get you anything?" I asked. "Just some quiet." I left her alone and went to the garage, where I was working on phase 2 of my plan. Celeste had given me Julian's home address, work schedule, and most importantly, his social media passwords. Apparently, he used the same password for everything. Dennis King 2019. People never learn. Sunday afternoon, Emma finally emerged from the bedroom. She looked terrible, pale, tired, like she hadn't slept in days. "We need to talk," she said. My heart started pounding. This was it. She was going to confess, apologize, beg for forgiveness. Part of me wanted to hear it, to see if she was really sorry. "Okay, what about—" "I think we should go to marriage counseling." Not what I expected. "Why?" "We've been distant lately, not communicating. I feel like we're growing apart." The irony was staggering. She was cheating on me with a dentist, lying about it daily, and she thought our problem was communication. What brought this on? "Just things. I want us to be happy, David. Like we used to be." "When were we happy?" She looked surprised by the question. "Before. You know, when things were simpler." "Before what?" "Before everything got so complicated." "Before you started screwing Dr. Julian Cross," I thought. But I didn't say it. Not yet. "I'll think about it," I said. That night, Rick came over to watch football. Emma stayed upstairs, claiming she was organizing closets. Really, she was texting Julian, trying to figure out damage control after Friday night's disaster. "You look like hell," Rick said during halftime. "Thanks. You're a real confidence booster." "I'm serious. When's the last time you slept?" "Sleep's overrated." "Dave, what are you planning?" I looked at my best friend, this guy who'd known me since high school, who'd been best man at my wedding, who'd helped me move furniture and fix leaky pipes and deal with teenage drama for 20 years. "I'm planning to win," I said. "Win what?" "Everything." Monday morning, Emma left for work early. I waited an hour, then drove to her office building. I knew her schedule, knew she had a meeting at 10 with her boss and the regional manager. I also knew Julian would be there. Emma worked for Meridian Pharmaceuticals, a mid-sized company that provided dental insurance to local practices. Julian's office was one of their biggest clients, which explained how they'd met. I parked across the street and waited. At 9:45, Julian's BMW pulled into the visitor parking. He walked into the building like he owned it, all confidence and expensive cologne. At 10:30, they came out together. Emma and Julian walking to his car, getting in, driving away toward downtown, toward the Four Seasons. I followed them, staying 3 cars back, watching as they pulled into the hotel parking garage. They walked into the lobby together, not touching, but the body language was obvious. Room 412. Same as always. I went home and activated my cameras. The room was empty. But they'd be there soon. I prepared my laptop, queued up the shock device, and waited. They arrived at 11:15. I won't describe what I saw, but I recorded everything. And at the crucial moment, I sent another shock through the bed frame. This time, I'd increased the voltage. Emma screamed loud enough that I could hear it through the camera's audio. Julian jumped so high he hit his head on the headboard. Both of them started looking around wildly, grabbing clothes, getting dressed as fast as possible. But this time, I had more planned than just a shock. I'd hacked into the hotel's PA system. As Emma and Julian were fleeing the room, I played their own voices over the lobby speakers, audio from their text messages, read by computer-generated voices that sounded exactly like them. I can't stop thinking about yesterday. Me neither. When can I see you again? Can't wait to get my hands on you. The lobby went silent. Everyone stopped and stared as Emma and Julian rushed through, faces red with embarrassment and rage. My phone rang. David, something's wrong, really wrong. I think someone's stalking me. What do you mean? Someone played my voice over the hotel speakers, but it wasn't me talking. It was fake, or edited, or something. That's weird. Where are you? I was meeting with a client at the Four Seasons for work. A client? Yes, a dental practice that uses our insurance. It was a business meeting. In a hotel? Silence. Emma? It's complicated. Uncomplicate it. I can't. Not over the phone. I'm coming home. She hung up. I watched the hotel cameras as Julian paced around the lobby, yelling at the desk clerk, demanding to know who had access to their sound system. Emma was already gone, probably driving home to figure out how much I knew. The answer was everything. I knew everything. That afternoon, my doorbell rang. I opened it to find Julian Cross standing on my porch, looking like he wanted to punch someone. We need to talk, he said. Do we? Your wife is having some kind of breakdown. She thinks you're spying on her. Am I? How would I know? I'm her dentist. Funny, I thought you were her afternoon entertainment. His face went red. I don't know what you're talking about. Room 412, Four Seasons Hotel. 3 months of text messages. Should I keep going? Julian stepped closer, trying to intimidate me. He was taller, probably stronger, definitely better dressed. But I'd been preparing for this moment for weeks. You have no idea who you're messing with, he said. Dr. Julian Cross, age 42, married to Celeste Cross, 2 kids, lives at 1247 Hillcrest Drive, drives a BMW that's leased through your dental practice, which is funded by your wife's family trust. He stepped back, surprised. Your practice owes Meridian Pharmaceuticals $43,000 in insurance claims. Your malpractice insurance expires next month. You have a gambling problem that your wife doesn't know about, and you've been skimming money from the practice to cover your losses. How did you... I'm very good with computers, Julian, and your password security is terrible. He stood there, mouth open, looking like a fish out of water. Here's what's going to happen, I continued. You're going to stop seeing my wife. You're going to find a new insurance provider, and you're going to pretend this conversation never happened. Or what? Or I send everything I have to your wife, your patients, your insurance company, and the state dental board. Your choice. Julian stared at me for a long moment, then turned and walked away without another word. But I knew it wasn't over. Guys like Julian don't give up easily. They fight back. I was ready for that too. Emma came home that evening looking like she'd been hit by a truck. She went straight to the kitchen and poured herself a large glass of wine, which was unusual. Emma rarely drank on weekdays. Rough day? I asked. You could say that. She sat at the kitchen table, staring into her wine like it held the answers to life's mysteries. Want to talk about it? Would it matter? Try me. She looked up, and for a moment I saw the woman I'd married 15 years ago. Vulnerable, uncertain, human. "I think I made some mistakes," she said. "What kind of mistakes?" "The kind that hurt people." I sat down across from her. "Emma, just tell me the truth." She was quiet for a long time. Then, "I've been seeing someone." Finally. After months of lies and deception, she was going to tell me the truth. "For how long?" 3 months, maybe 4. "Who? Does it matter?" "It matters to me." "Dr. Julian Cross, he's a dentist. I met him through work." I nodded, like this was news to me. "Are you in love with him?" "I don't know. I thought I was. But now—" She shook her head. "Everything's falling apart." "What do you mean?" "Someone's been watching us, taking pictures, recording conversations. Julian thinks it might be his wife, but I don't know. Weird things keep happening." "What kind of weird things?" She told me about the electrical shocks, the hotel PA system, the dinner party disaster. I listened like I was hearing it for the first time, occasionally making sympathetic noises. "It sounds like someone's really angry with you," I said. "I deserve it." That surprised me. I'd expected denials, excuses, blame shifting, not acceptance. "Do you want to save our marriage?" I asked. "I don't know if we can." "That's not what I asked." She looked at me, really looked at me for the first time in months. "Yes," she said. "I want to try." I almost believed her. Almost. But then her phone buzzed. A text message. She glanced at it automatically, and her face changed. "I have to go," she said. "Now?" "It's important." "More important than this conversation?" "It's complicated, David." She grabbed her keys and left. I watched through the window as she drove away, then checked her GPS tracker. She was heading downtown, toward Julian's office. I called Celeste. "It's time for the finale," I said. "Are you sure?" "I'm sure." "Okay, give me an hour." I spent that hour preparing my final surprise. I'd been saving this for last, the piece de resistance of my revenge plan. Julian's dental office had a security system that was supposed to be state-of-the-art. It wasn't. It was networked, which meant it was hackable, and I'd been inside their system for weeks. At 8 p.m., I activated Phase 3. Every computer in Julian's office started playing the hotel room videos simultaneously. The waiting room TV switched from the evening news to a slideshow of Emma and Julian's text messages. The phone system began calling every number in Julian's contact list, playing recorded audio of their conversations. But the real masterpiece was the website. I'd cloned Julian's dental practice website and replaced it with something special, a detailed timeline of his affair with Emma, complete with photos, videos, hotel receipts, and text messages. The domain redirect was seamless. Anyone searching for Dr. Julian Cross would find my version instead of his. Within an hour, the story was everywhere. Social media, local news websites, dental practice review sites. Julian's reputation was being destroyed in real time, and there was nothing he could do to stop it. My phone rang at 9:30. "David, you have to help me." Emma's voice was panicked, desperate. "What's wrong?" "Julian's office is going crazy. All the computers are showing videos, and there are reporters outside, and someone put everything online." "Everything?" "The hotel rooms, the text messages, all of it. Everyone knows, David. Everyone. Where are you now?" "In my car. I can't go home. I can't face the kids." "You should have thought about that 3 months ago." Silence. "You knew," she said finally. "You knew everything." "I knew everything." "How long?" "Long enough. The electrical shocks, the hotel speakers, all of it. That was you. That was me. Why didn't you just confront me?" "Because I wanted you to understand what betrayal feels like." She was crying now. Ugly sobs that made her words hard to understand. "I'm sorry, David. I'm so sorry." "Sorry you did it, or sorry you got caught?" "Both. Neither. I don't know." "Come home, Emma. We need to finish this." She arrived 20 minutes later, looking like she'd aged 10 years in one day. Ashley and Tyler were in the living room watching TV, pretending they hadn't seen the news stories about their mother. "Kids, go upstairs," I said. They left without arguing, which told me they knew more than they were letting on. Emma sat on the couch, staring at her hands. "What happens now?" she asked. "Now you pack your things and leave." "David, please." "I've already filed for divorce. Celeste's lawyer is very good. You'll get nothing." "The kids will stay with me. I have documentation of your affair, your lies, Your complete abandonment of parental responsibility. No judge will give you custody. You can't do this. I already did. She looked up at me, and I saw something I'd never seen before. Fear. I have nowhere to go. You should have thought about that before you decided to destroy our family. Julian won't take me in. His wife froze all his accounts. His practice is ruined. He's got nothing left. Then you'll figure it out together. Emma started crying again, but I felt nothing. No sympathy, no regret, no second thoughts. She'd made her choice. Now she had to live with the consequences. I loved you, she said. No, you didn't. You loved the idea of me, the security, the stability, the safety net, but you never loved me. That's not true. If it wasn't true, you wouldn't have spent 3 months in hotel rooms with a dentist. She packed her things that night. 2 suitcases and a box of personal items. 15 years of marriage reduced to 3 containers. Ashley and Tyler said goodbye, but it was awkward, formal. They knew what she'd done, and they were old enough to understand what it meant. Emma stood in the doorway looking back at the house, the life, the family she was leaving behind. I hope you're happy, she said. I'm not happy, I replied, but I'm free. She left. I watched her drive away, knowing I'd never see her again. The divorce was finalized 3 months later. Emma got nothing, just like I'd promised. Julian's dental practice went bankrupt, his wife divorced him, and he left town in disgrace. Celeste and I remained friends. We'd bonded over revenge, and it turned out we had a lot in common. We both valued loyalty, honesty, and the importance of consequences. Ashley graduated high school and went to college on a full scholarship. Tyler discovered he was good at computer programming, probably inherited from me. We became a family again, just the 3 of us, and it worked. 6 months after the divorce, I got a letter from Emma. She was living in another state, working as a waitress, struggling to make ends meet. She wanted to reconcile, to try again, to rebuild what we'd lost. I threw the letter away without reading it twice. Some things, once broken, can't be fixed. Some betrayals can't be forgiven. Some shocks to the system are permanent. But sometimes that's exactly what needed to happen.